Hey, what's up, guys? It's Devin, Coach with the Bridging the Gap podcast, and I just got done eating some pizza.
I'm feeling mellow.
I'm cold. It's cold outside.
We're just gonna grind it out and see what we come up with next.
yesterday, yesterday it was 60 degrees here in Pennsylvania,
Oh yeah, it was
and
nice.
now, for some godforsaken reason, it's 22 degrees and there's snow. It was raining and I hate Pennsylvania, man. I hate the weather. I can't deal with it.
It is what it is, man.
Oh my goodness.
It is what it is. We're in the great state of Pennsylvania. I love this. I love Pennsylvania, but sometimes, man, the weather is just
It's unpredictable. It's so crazy, you know?
Yeah, there's
like
no-
like it feels like you ever see the movie The Day After Tomorrow? You see
Yeah.
that, Coach?
Yeah.
Right? Like it feels like that, like sometimes like it's like all that weather's just happening in our state though. Like I mean no tornadoes or nothing, but like one minute it's like this and the next minute it's just terrible. You know? The only time we have consistency is like during the summer. Because during the spring it could be cold up until like May.
Yeah.
And like but then in those in between there though we get spurts of like 70 80 degrees or something like that, you know. And then just like when you go to fall, the fall can be up to 80 degrees. Like I think we had a day this year where like it was like 88 degrees in the middle of October or something like that.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
it just comes.
Yeah.
Boom.
And boom, like it's just
Then
cold.
it goes. Then
Like,
it comes back.
like I said, it's crazy. Like I said,
It's
like
bipolar weather.
yeah, exactly.
Pennsylvania has bipolar weather, especially up around by
December.
the mountains and
Yeah.
and by the lake up by my way. So shout out to Erie, Pennsylvania. Love you guys. Love you guys
I love you guys so much, he says.
so much.
So what do you think? I brought Coach here to this small town of mine, Williamsburg. What do you think about this small town?
Uh,
Just at first glance, like you don't have to say anything like in particular,
I mean, it's cool. It's laid back. You know,
right?
I don't see much. Of anything happening.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. That is,
I mean, you guys got like the store we went to. Is that like the main like store in the spot? Is that
I
where?
mean, it was for a while because we had a dollar store, we had a grocery store,
Uh.
and they left and went to Martinsburg, and then which is like the town down the road. They're like our, they're like the Steelers to the Philadelphia Eagles. They're just the other guy in town, different division though.
Oh, okay.
Like
So you guys are like rivals with
Yeah.
Martinburg?
yeah, pretty much
Okay.
because we're like we're inner area rivals.
Are you guys in high school wise? Are they in the same division sport wise?
I think this year we became that way. The past couple years they were like District 4 and we were like District 1. But now it's switched up. Now we're both like in the same district or something. I don't know. I'm trying to remember I don't know if they were quad A or single A or double A or I forget what Central was. I think Central was double A. But,
I think all schools that are surround each other should, no matter what A they are,
you should
they should have to. You know what I mean? They should have to play. That would be. I mean, it's just for good fun and spirit.
Right. But I mean like I said, it sucks like whenever like you go and play a team where like they're just so like I mean like would you even want to watch like your team get brutalized by like 50 points or something?
Well, we had that before our schools actually, closed down. Well, thanks to all the support for our school system because they're closing every school. Like they closed. We have one public high school now.
Really?
Yeah.
For
and
everything?
they're crammed into one school.
I mean that's kind of how State College is right now. They have one high school and they just it's just a huge high school, but it's the only high school that's there in town. They have another program called Delta, which is like it's almost like a private school though. There's probably private schools around.
Yeah, we have a private school, but the private school, which was Cathedral Prep, they would beat up on each public school.
Right.
Now that they combine the school, you got all the athlete. Now it's competitive.
Oh right, I know what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's been years and years of saying, "Oh, we got to play prep this week," because they're getting all the best athletes. They're getting, you know what I mean? They just have the best of everything.
Right.
So, yeah, it gets annoying. But there's been some times where some people ruin prep's season by beating them. You know what I mean? You get that here every now and then, so that's kind of fun. Keep you on competitive edge.
Yeah, I guess right. Like those upset games are kind of like the games are like immortalized.
Oh yeah, that you can talk about that like Al Bundy. Like Al Bundy says, I remember I scored 4 touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Scored 4 touchdowns.
You could talk about that for the rest of your life. So,
Right.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? That's why I like rivalry games and stuff like that. You know, you can definitely see somebody and say, hey, but we beat you guys. Remember that?
But we beat you. But we beat you, though. You know what I mean? Like you just said, like, hey, you know what? Might have lost every game that season, but we beat you.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Bridging the gap. We're back at it.
Killing it, like always. So, real quick, Coach, I wanted to talk about some things, maybe, possibly. You do dating apps? You don't even do dating. No, just
No, I've dabbled in them. One was more out of curiosity, and one was more out of like, okay, like you can see you see people that you wouldn't see. They're in your area because most apps,
Right.
what they try to connect you
right
with the
people-
closest person,
Right, exactly.
and then so you'll see people that maybe been around all this time that you never actually saw or met, but you can connect and maybe find
Right,
you know,
maybe love or just some kind of like mutual interest for
Yeah.
the time being. Like I said, like I used to there's this dating app or something called Meet Me, right? And if anybody's ever used Meet Me, it's just like there ain't no good looking, like there's barely any good. It's like for the freaks, man. Like it is literally for the freaks.
like plenty of fish.
Yeah, sure.
You see plenty of fish.
No, but I gotta want to now. No, but it's like it's strictly for like the freaks. You get
Okay.
on there and like you got chicks that got like 15 face piercings, Coach. I'm not joking.
Oh, so it's like freak, like
Yeah, like freaks.
they probably have tattooed
freaks.
faces.
Yeah, like you know, like XX, like triple X Tenation, like the teardrops, even though they ain't seen nobody die, ain't killed nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then they got a forehead tattoo that says like, you know, like gone or something. You know.
Wow, so it is basically like when you
But-
said freak, I thought you meant like just creepy, freaky,
No, but you get the-
non-social people.
Oh no, but you get those too. Yeah, there's tons of those. But I'm saying like you get like. But I'm saying like if you wanted to marry a half robot, half woman,
You go on Meet Me.
half fat blob, yeah, you would go on Meet Me and you would hit her up. And like I said, like I tried when I used the app, like to be like nice to everybody that hit me up, but like you know what I mean? Like I would just tell them from the jump, I'd be like, man, I can't put an emotional investment in you. Like you're just not attractive. Like it's not you.
It's
It's
me.
you. It's definitely you. I don't.
Oh man,
Like it's
that's
you.
crazy. Well, at least I put it like this. In like saying that, I guess we can say there is a place where everybody can go and find their common interest in.
Right.
Because you would have certain apps or sites that would be catered to a certain type of person, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. So you'll find that person. Like I said, because like that Meet Me app is usually used for stuff like that, like the posts and the walls. Like, everything's kind of goofy on there. But I used to use it like sometimes to troll people too. Like I'd make like fake accounts. And, like,
You're on there trolling.
and like troll people.
You were making fake
Bro, like
accounts.
chicks would think like they think like they were getting liked by this like hot model.
Oh my gosh! Where's your profile? What was your name? Dirk Diggler? Your name was Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler. No. It was Daryl Dickbeater.
Daryl Dick Beater. That's your new name. We're going to have those for sale. We're going to merch those. Daryl Dick Beater.
Daryl Dickbeater shirts. Go ahead. In stores now. Buy them while they're hot.
Oh, man. So you had too much time on your hands.
Right. Well, this is like when I was like this is before I had gotten out of high school.
Oh.
But then
Wow.
even out of high school, I'd have random spurts where I'd go back to it and just for like fun, like, you know what I mean, like just for like 3 days I'd go on there and like start liking shit. And I'm like, I'd see if there's any new, you know, girls around. I'm like, no, they're all the same chick that like I've seen 50 times. I'm like, why am I even on this app? Like that's what I do.
Was there any success stories on there that you know about?
See, like what, like me personally, like talking to somebody?
No, like did anybody like be married? Like I found the love of my life.
I'll tell you what.
Because you know they'll announce it if they did.
I think my friend Bradley had talked to his girlfriend that he now has, that they've been dating for 2 years from that app.
Okay, so there's a success story.
So there's some kind of success there. Like I said, whether it's going to last the test of time or anything, that's the goal of every relationship. So, you know, you never know.
Bro, if we seen the stats, if we come up with an algorithm and hooked it up to all of them and followed up on it and did something maybe 5 years from now, I guarantee you that the success rate on that. Are you success rate on what? What do you consider success? Is it knocking something off? That's it? One-nighters or just...
Right. I know what you mean. Like I said, because it all depends. Like Tinder, and this is what I want to talk about today, because I just made a Tinder the other day, just for, just because it's like, you know what? I'd like to see what's around, because I moved into Altoona now. I don't know every chick that's around, like it's, it's different.
I don't know if Tinder...
But here's the thing about Tinder, though. Tinder is like, you don't really go on there to get a relationship. You go there to meet a chick.
Knockoffs.
Yeah, you go there to get a chick and be like, hey, let's hang out for the night. Let's have a good time. Like, let's get some.
You're going to knockoffs. If you can't do it organic, let me rephrase that. I can't say that because I'm pretty sure that there's some people that
they probably met on Tinder and like had a relationship and everything else. Yeah. Like, what I mean, it was just they had a good time that night. And they're like, you know what, I could do that again. I'm sure that's happened, and I'm sure it still does.
Well, I mean, the people that actually like stayed together.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right.
It's a very low number.
Right, it's probably on a lower percentage.
Because like anything you're doing internet-wise, you're not getting the real. Like you're getting.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because up front, that's the thing about like organically knowing somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like you met them through your life, and then like like you know of them, you know other people that know of them, so like you hear from them or of them. Mm-hmm. Like it keeps that like kind of like personal level of understanding and knowing someone. Like, even if like you just glance at them at least like 3 times a year. But I'm talking like you never met a person in your life, and then you just text them out of the blue. You know what I mean? And like, hey, like, would you want to go out on a date?
Yeah, that would be
like, and like I understand what that is, because like that could be intimidating. It could be scary for people. That's why like sometimes I feel like the success rate of those things might not be as high, because you got people that like will see you and they just see a picture of you and they don't talk to you. They don't know how you sound. They don't know how tall you are unless you put in like your bio.
And a lot too. Like if you see on Facebook, like I know a lot of people, like right. So the things that they're posting, I know it's not them. I'm saying I know it's not. That's not who they are.
Oh right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can be whoever you want on there,
right?
And then you get a picture, like say like somebody posts a picture. And I know the person. Right. I know him physically. I've seen him. But they got all these freaking...
too. And like I said, like a lot of social medias are a front. They're a front because like they act like they're some way, and then whenever you get with them, you see like who they really are.
And the filters too.
Right. Like the filters.
The filters are crazy.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like your face could look. Don't get me started. Like I met chicks that on Facebook look like
beauties,
like a strong 8. And then you see them, and they like a week 5,
right?
Know?
And this is what I'm seeing. Like you get, like I see, like they'll post it, like, cause I got a couple, like I go into a couple groups, like funny laughs, memes, or groups where people try to just chat with each other, get to know from all over. And I got, I'm in there with a few people I know, and they put their pictures in there and then say who they, and I know them, and I know what they look like.
Right.
Now you got like 100 thirsty dudes being like. You know what I mean? She's hot, and I know, dude. If you meet up with her, you're gonna be like, I just made a mistake.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, another thing too is like sometimes too like social media, you set with like seeing how pretty a girl is or guy, whatever. You set the expectation so high, and then whenever you get it, you get that sense of reality because like you meet them. And then you get that bone-crushing reality where, like, they're not as attractive as their picture made them look or whatever. And that's usually because, why? Because they filtered it. They doctored the photo, to make them look good in this lighting or everything else. I mean, it's all about the selection. Then when you see them in real person, it's real, I mean, like, there's no lighting. They can't control what they look like, I mean, they can.
And that stuff that goes other ways, too, because I take horrible pictures.
Mm-hmm, right.
Everybody always says that. Like, you look totally better...
In person, right?
In person than you do, and that goes either way. You know what I mean? Like somebody, I've seen people like
they look good, but like they just take god
awful pictures. Like they can't. Yeah. What was that Friends episode with? Who was that Friends? Where one of them couldn't take a picture. I think it was Chandler. Every time he couldn't take a good picture. It would just look weird every time they took a picture. He couldn't smile right or anything. You know what I mean? That's what some of that happens. Some people ain't represented right. Like the filters, those should be illegal though. They should be taken out of social media.
You're right, because people like, like people are getting lied to, like I had the ability to straight lie to people with like, like catfishing people, and for my own amusement, which was disgusting.
The filter catfish.
But like I mean, like people could pull up any photo off the internet too. That like any
Oh
photo.
yeah.
And just,
But you can tell which photos like
which ones are fake accounts and which aren't. You know what I mean? But 'cause they got a silly name like, oh man, I always tell you about webcam girls, right? Like they always like hit me up somewhere. Like I'm never safe. Like I can't even get on my PlayStation anymore without getting a message from one of them. Like, hey, come check me out at XXO.
I told you, you were on a site one day and they got all your information.
They got it all, man. They
caught you. They caught you when you.
They got me with my pants.
They caught you with your
pants down. They caught me with my pants down.
They caught you, Def. They got me too. I clicked on something and I watched it, and now every day I get like 20 requests for video and shit.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap just like that. They're just like, well,
I should have just stuck to Pornhub.
Yep. You went to something else, man. You went to
I cheated on Pornhub.
You saw the ad and you're like, oh no. The secondary advertising. You did it.
Oh my gosh.
But no, for real, like that stuff's funny, but now like you get on like these like it's almost so easy to like fool somebody. Now the question we talk about here is more so is it beneficial? Do you think it works for like dating apps? Are they really that successful? And like I said, like I don't want to look at any studies or anything. This is just like on our own personal opinion. I mean, really, I don't know. Like I said, if I had to talk about any success I've had with a dating app, I talked to one girl, and her name was Selena. And she was cool and everything else, right? But the problem was like with these dating apps, like the chick's so far away, and like I mean, like I was young and stupid, and unable to have like my own things to drive anywhere, So like when they're far away and like you can't handle that kind of stuff, like I mean, what's the good of a relationship there,
Well, you can't have like long distance, and you don't know,
right?
That's not gonna
work out, right?
But people do this. People will get up and move from their area based on one of these scenarios you're speaking of.
Right, exactly.
And you're not. How do you know how that person really acts?
Right. How do you get into
life?
Like I said, you have to almost. I wonder if this breeds some sort of impulse. Do you know what I mean? Like an impulsive like gesture, because there are people out there that are probably so lonely. I understand, because I have a funny story about a relative of mine who went out and he bought like a chick plane tickets. Like he was like talking to this girl over the internet, and she was from overseas, right? That whole John, right?
Did he get catfished?
He didn't get catfish. He got smoked though, because the chick was real, because like she was video chatting with him, everything, but she was playing him hook, line, and sinker. Like maybe like my golden rule for like the internet when it comes to online dating is she looks too good for you, and she asks for money. It's because she is, and she wants your money.
Right, you don't give nobody that lives in freaking.
Like I said, like if I had seen you in the face,
what would somebody from another country need from you?
Right, exactly. Well, then listen.
Like, what's positive?
He was talking to this chick now that was Russian, right? She come over, and it was a wrap, because as soon as she got over here, she was gonna try and get married to get her papers so she could. The really reason why she wanted to come down here was so she could go meet this other guy she was talking to down in like Tennessee or something.
And he came up with the plan.
Right, you know what I mean? And I thought it was funny was like, no, he didn't come up with the plan. Maybe he did. I don't know.
He helped.
Yeah. What I'm saying, but anyway, what I'm saying though is like, here's how I think about it though, right? The woman that planned it, right? Like that's the name of my relative. He was like,
we're gonna bleep that out. We don't want you to
get
clown.
Right. But he was his mother was like talking to the woman that he brought over as if she was gonna change his mind. Like, hey, stay with this guy. He's a great guy. He paid for this and that for you to be over here. She didn't want any. Like it was a wrap from the get go. You think she's gonna talk?
So she came actually over here.
Yeah.
To his house?
Yeah, because he paid for the ticket to get over here, and then she got a car and everything, and then she was gonna use that to get down south probably.
Who paid for the car? He did. He paid for the car, so she bagged him. Did she get?
We can't even I'm like degrading this poor guy right now. Like
you definitely have to bleep out his name.
Right.
So because everybody sees,
they're
gonna be like, oh, no, we know him. But so she got the car? She left with the car?
Well, I don't know if she did or not. I don't because after that, I know what happened. She just left. That's it. She left him. Point blank, she left him. That's all. And like that's all you need to know. You don't need to know her plans after that or anything. You just need to know that.
But I would like to know.
Right.
I would like to
would-
know, did this dude take her down there and turn her into a prostitute?
Who knows?
Because that's the karma she deserves.
right.
I
Like
wouldn't be. I don't. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that uses anybody gets what they deserve.
Right. Exactly.
If you do something like that and you end up in whatever situation you end up in,
Right.
I think you deserve it.
But I was sitting there thinking like you know, like I said, at that point you don't care, and because you know what I mean, like the damage is done. He's hurt. She's gone. You know, and he put in all that money investment. And you're almost so desperate for that attraction that you feel like you have to front up that, and it's crazy. Like I could never imagine being that lonely in my life. Where like you know like for me to get you know with a girl, I had to just you know front up something like that. You know, like
Yeah, there's people that are. I mean, that's why there's. That's why there's that show Catfish. That's why there's suckers. That's why. I mean,
right. I know what you mean.
there's just people that are that desperate and lonely that you know that they thought they struck rich. They hit gold. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's
Right,
just-
you know what I mean? Like I said, like sometimes in my life, like I said, like I always go by that like lesson. Like if it's too good to be true, it's because it is. You know, like
Yeah.
like that's how I just feel about it all the time. You know, if it's too good to be true, it definitely is. There's definitely
it's
something more
true.
to it.
And a lot of times that I find, like when you say like you just said, like before we got to that story, was like people are far away. Like
Right? Yeah.
if you meet somebody like you're in Pennsylvania and say somebody's in, we'll say not even that far, but Philly.
Philly. Right. Okay.
Okay, so that means that like if they're even thinking about you're having this discussion, that means that their luck in Philly didn't work out, whether it was them or it was just. It has to be something with them.
Right. I know what you mean. Right. Because everybody that's on there is like, well, you know, there's got to be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, it's not
understand
even
what
that. They're not going to say that unless
But-
they're being
but-
totally honest.
Right, right. But that's what I'm saying is like they do it. Anybody that makes one of those, there must be something intentionally that's wrong with them that they can't get relationships. Like,
Because you're going to say like something always that's said to me
right,
is like when I'm talking to somebody, they'd be like, once they meet me and they see how I am, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're cool. Why are you single?" And I'd be like, "Well, one, I haven't really, I don't really,
I'm not actively pursuing.
yeah, I'm not really looking for nobody. But if somebody came across my path that was just like, oh, I'm gonna stop being a dickhead and hang out with this person. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I meet somebody that actually makes me wants to change my ways, that's who I'm gonna invest my time in.
Right. But also, like, now here's something I was just thinking about, right? And this is like why sites like Tinder are so prevalent, and they work for some people. Okay, like I'm in a position in my life now where like I don't want any of that because I have a limited amount of time. Time's limited, just like it always is, and I'm trying to do a lot of different things, like with this and anything else that I do, and you get a girlfriend or you get a girlfriend. It's a lot of commitment to the time that you have to spend with them, because it's not fair to them if you're not making time for them, right? You understand what I'm saying? And like the only time you can really enjoy each other's company is like if I was like, hey, like you want to sit here with me while I edit this video? Like, of course not. Of course she's not gonna be like, yeah, let's do that. I mean, maybe the first time it'd be fun.
Yeah,
but
then they're gonna do it. They're only gonna do. Yeah, that's something that you have to find time for.
Right, exactly. But what I was saying is like, but like if you're at like this point in your life where like you're busy, like, and like maybe that's what other people are not busy, but like, but then you want like Tinder where like you just want that hookup where you're just like, I just want to feel like a human being that can get into a relationship tonight. Like I just want to like meet somebody just to meet
You
them.
want to knock somebody off.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
bottom
Yeah,
line.
yeah. Like, you just-
Let's be real about this.
right.
If I go on to like say like none of like.
But-
I get what you're saying because
because-
I'm not actively looking at someone. I tell that to everybody.
Right. Like I'm not. Actually
So that means that they're going to be living their life too. So when I'm unfree and I expect, okay, the
Right.
1 to 5 people I have available, and I start hitting them up and they're like, oh, I'm busy tonight. I'm doing it, blah, blah, blah. What do?
Right, you go to like an app.
You might go to, you might go
Tinder,
to.
and you're gonna find that person. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like, like I said, like you just want to, like I said, knock somebody off, right? Like, okay, that's what you want to do, because like like I, like I haven't had sex in a long time or something, right? Like, like let's just go do this thing quick, like no, just have to be no strings attached. Like you hit up a girl on Tinder, she's like, hey, what's going on? Hey, you look cute. Hey, you look cute too. Hey, that's all it's got to be. That's
go bang.
Hey, that's just the basis of the relationship, and like you have people like that who want to do stuff like that, right? And you have say, like, you're in that boat, but like afterwards, kind of like that mutually agreed thing where you're just like, hey, we're never gonna talk after this again. Like if I see your path, I'll cross it. Say, hey, what's up? What's good with you?
Or it could be like I've known people that for.
Right, but I'm saying but it might work out too. Like you might come across that person, have so much fun with them, and then realize, oh my god, like I could spend my life with this person.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible, but the numbers are low. But like I've met people on there that I'm still not on. I've never been on Tinder, but on a site that we agreed that we're not going to be, but we still communicate, still hook up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I got people like that. In different states, like I travel,
right?
I move around, so I have people like like I can pick up the phone if they're not doing anything.
Like if you're in a different state, like,
if they're not in a relationship, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna be down. They'll be like, cool, come down. We'll do this, blah 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 blah, and we'll hang out. That I've met on the sites. I've never been on. I've like the older I've got, I've never been on. Like for the last probably 7, 8 years, I haven't been on those sites. Because at this particular time, like it's like go time. It's like I'm like you said, busy. I'm like everything I wanted to do. Everything was about everything else before, but now it's all about what I want to accomplish. Now I'm going at that.
Right.
And the only way that I'm gonna slow that down is if somebody like that one person you just pop. And I truly believe, can it happen on something like that? But I truly believe that it's gonna happen organically. Like you're just gonna come across that person,
right?
And it's gonna be like boom, from the first conversation you have, it's eye to eye, and you just know like this
person. Like
I'm gonna spend some time trying
that's
to
what
do
I'm saying.
something.
And like with people, in that particular instance, in that particular instance, like you said, like organically, like I feel like that's the best way for you to meet somebody, is through an organic conversation or meet them, like because. I don't know, like I said, like, I feel like you just know, you see who they are in that moment, and, like, there's no, like, guessing games, like, whenever, because, like, when you hit up someone on Tinder and you gotta go with them, you gotta guess, first you gotta guess their intentions, and then you gotta guess what's gonna be tonight, then you gotta guess gauge who they really are, just upon, because, like I said, you might not ever see them again after that night, and they might just be fronting with you all night, like, you might not even really know who they really were.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, too, if your intentions are not to,
Right, right. It's that's what it's all about,
Meet me at whatchamacallit.
Meet me at what?
Wherever you're gonna meet me at,
Right, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's hang out.
It could be it's also like some people might be looking at that as that, like some type of like fantasy type shit.
Right. Yeah.
If it's an agreement on like you guys know that
Right. You know what I mean? We're gonna get frisky tonight.
Yeah,
we're gonna use
we're gonna do the
We're gonna do the Star Trek role play.
What the fuck is that?
Just something messed up.
Oh, you're saying okay.
like you pretend you're Spock and she's some alien. You're like, hey, you know what I mean?
That's a little weird.
Yeah,
but
that's
okay.
what I'm saying. Like,
if that's the fantasy, bro, you need to find some new fantasy. I'm telling the chick to show up with an overcoat with nothing on.
She's like, hey, detective, I found the case, and she opens up the code or something.
Yeah, he said the Star Trek joke.
Yeah, right, or something like that. Like I'm saying, like
I know what you're saying because there's people out there.
Yeah,
better yet,
like the weirdos, like the furries. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
people that dress up like the animal suits.
Oh my
god!
God!
You get that person on the like hey, like I'm a furry. I'm a furry too. Hey, what do you like to dress up? I like to be a rabbit. Oh, I'm a dog person.
Oh my god! If I catch some people doing some shit like that, but hey, let me tell you something though. That is a freaking scalable market. Fantasy of weird shit like that.
Because you can make the uniforms and the costumes and the.
You can just arrange the whole thing.
Oh yeah, right.
Being like, oh, okay, you could be the in between. Being like,
you don't have to be lonely at furriesonly.com.
You could be like, what's your fantasy? And then we find somebody that's into that, and we hook them up and send
it's crazy. Like farmers only.
You ever think about weird,
farmers only, right?
People are weird.
Right, okay, like you ever think about farmers only, right?
What's that like?
It's a dating site for farmers.
Just for
farmers, country people, or for country folk. For the country
so they go on there and they're like, what?
They get on there like, hi, my name's Tiffany. Like I want a boy who likes jacked up trucks and likes to work on a cornfield all day.
Holy shit!
I don't know if that's how it really is.
I think you know. I think you're speaking out of experience. You want to ride my John Deere?
She can ride my John Deere.
You want to come
but-
over and
but
see
like-
my new John Deere?
But like, I don't know. That's not my type. That's definitely not my type. Like, I hate country chicks. Like, you know what I mean? To go like, I need a big tall man who likes to. Because for one, I don't meet the description because usually most country girls like, I want a tall man who knows how to drive a truck and talk about chewing dip cans and
What the fuck?
you know.
That's how it goes on it? What did you see, like a video on this shit? Where are you getting this fucking... Where are you getting this...
Coach, I'm just making it up. Like, I'm just making it. I don't know if that's how it goes.
So
I'm just,
this is in your head.
Right,
this
right,
is in your
right,
head.
right.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm
I
basing
thought
this
you
off of, like,
seen something.
I'm basing this off like a generalization of what I think like country people would be talking about or something.
Hey, country people, I did not say that. I did not say that. This
But,
guy
you know,
did.
but, you
This
know-
guy over here did.
But anyway, like I said, like you go on there and they talk about whatever, and like it's just like, you know, it helps slim down the process
Because
because
you're in a
because that's actually a cool
genre.
point. It's a cool point you brought up. Right, like a genre of people.
yeah,
like-
you're eliminating. Oh, is this guy?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
In
Like,
the
is this-
country, does he understand who I am?
Yeah, right.
This female, does she
Right.
understand what I do for a living?
Right. Like you get the girl who's like you know like you get like the people like hip hop and rap. Like they got like the black dating site now, and they got like the Christian Mingle, which is like just Christian.
Christian. Oh, there's got to be a lot of fake stuff going on
Ugh.
in Christian Mingle. You can't tell me everybody on there is going the Christian route. There's got to be a lot of catfishing going on.
Yeah,
in
or
Christian
there's,
Mingle.
or there's like somebody. It's like he's like they're like trying to corrupt like some Christian people. Like, oh, you're a virgin, like that. I guarantee those weirdos. You know what I'm talking about? Those weirdos like they need a girl who's a virgin or something.
Wow.
They go on there. I guarantee it.
But yeah, so there's
Yeah,
you
Fruit
could.
Loops.
I mean, but most that could be one. Because
Cougar Life.
they
That's
have
another one.
They have pretty much the way you can like narrow it down: age, color, religion, They have a lot of that on each site.
Right. Yeah.
That
they-
eliminates it down. But what you're saying, they're going specifically like you said, farmers. So that means, is there going to be people? How big of a percentage do you think people that aren't farmers, maybe city folk, but attracted to a farmer person, or maybe wants to meet one? Do you think
It's
that
gotta
percentage
be-
is high?
I can't say the percentage is high because it's a very specific terms. Like I don't think like that's usually. I mean, some people like that are farmers, I would say, like they would attract the same thing that they would want. Like the reason why people go on farmersonly.com would be because they live a certain lifestyle. A farmer lifestyle is different so much so than a city lifestyle. And the city folk just, as they say in the commercial, city folk just don't understand. You know, but it's that context of like, well, you're looking for someone that has an understanding of the lifestyle you have. You know, like you smell like cow crap when you come home sometimes. You know what I mean? You smell like feces from other animals. You have to like you need a woman or a
That's
man.
a shower.
Yeah, who's not afraid
Hop in the shower.
Who's not afraid to get dirty or do something like that. You know, that's what I
I
mean.
get what you're saying. They're cutting their time also.
Right, exactly what I mean. Like, because they don't want to go out on a date with somebody, and then you know what I mean. Like, there's just no compatibility because they're not in a similar interest range. They don't understand each other's lifestyles. You know what I mean? Like, it's or an appreciation for their lifestyle that matter. You know what I mean?
And I think that's anything. Even if you do break down that, like, okay, I got it in the specific type of person I want.
Right.
You still got to go out, and there's still going
Right,
to be
I
those
know what you
differences,
mean.
or you guys just don't
But-
click.
Yeah, you just don't click. Right.
Because
But I'm saying
there's
like,
always going to be if it's no matter what genre is, the cool
Right.
one, the not so cool one,
Right.
the cool one. So what is the female always looking for? We're always looking for the hottest one, the hottest chick
Yeah,
in
right.
that genre, but there's always going to be different
Yeah,
kinds
demographics of that.
You're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
have to
Right, and I know what you're. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. In that sense, because you're still gonna wait. But I'm saying like maybe you don't have to waste as much time.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
gonna
have to go on
save
as
time.
many dates.
You're gonna save time. Like I always put on my stuff. Like I always say this. This is like number one to a girl that I don't know, like me. Like you don't have to be into everything. I don't. But if you can't sit down, like if you're not like when football season comes around, this is
Right.
like a deal breaker. for
Right,
me.
right, right.
Football season comes around, and you're not sitting down, drinking a beer, yelling at the TV with me. You ain't gotta like my team.
Right.
And you're not faking it. I mean, you really like football. Like you're flipping out.
Right.
Like because your team's losing. I can't do nothing with you, to be honest. I can't see myself with you.
Right. Right.
That's just like my only deal breaker.
Right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like it's your deal. Like it's that thing. Like if I saw myself like if you can't do this with me, then like we couldn't do anything together. Like in the future. Like
I wouldn't be able to. I would be able to adjust to anything outside of that.
Right. Like I'd be able to, like I'm saying, like I'm the kind of person like though where I would go to do something with somebody. And I'm cool with whatever we do. Like, you want to go to some art expo, something, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm not about it, but I'm like, I'll go. And I'll
even try to get...
Yeah, because I'll make the best of that situation. Maybe I will have fun, you know what I mean? Because, like, I go into every situation optimistic. Like, this could work out. This could be a good time, no matter what it is. Unless, like, it's like we're going to, like, you know, work on, like, a slave plantation somewhere and, like, you know... for diamonds in the middle of, like, you know, Africa, and she's like, let's just go on vacation.
That's not going to work out.
Yeah. I mean, like, honey, we aren't going there. No, we're not doing that.
That's a deal breaker.
But I'm saying, like, I'm that kind of person. But there's certain things, that, like you said, that I have in my head that are like, if you couldn't do that with me, like, I don't know how we would even work out. You know?
I only got that one.
Right.
That's that one, but it can't be forced though. Either.
Right. Like you know what I mean.
You can't. I'll be to anything. Like I'll be like, okay, yeah, because that's what a woman's gonna say to you. Like you don't want to try anything or do anything like. I'll do any of that.
Right.
But the only thing I ask that I want is return is that is natural. Like
you just come, but you can't. But the thing is, you can't ask that though. You can't ask that.
You got to see it.
You have to see it happen.
So you're gonna have to spend some time and see what happens. Like really like it like I think
better yet she didn't like I don't know, would this be a qualification like you said about like playing like she has to like holler at the TV screen with you or something, right? Like does she have to really holler at it, or could she just be on the couch with you enjoying watching the game?
Well, the one I'm saying like that is just more of a expression meaning like if her team's losing, she's like what the how she expresses it doesn't bother me.
Right.
Just the fact that she's like, I can't believe, like she's like, come on, you gotta do something, like whatever her team is.
like whatever, like they her team fumbles the ball, she's like,
oh yeah, what the heck, man, come on, hold on to the ball type stuff. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to be wild like how I am. I was just using that more or less saying like she's into it. She knows if you see somebody that does that, that means they're into it.
Right. Yeah.
A person, how many females say that they only do it because that's where the guys are at this time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every year, especially in that's cuddle season for them.
Right.
So they have to.
Yeah, they gotta adjust.
They have to adjust. But I want that. That's all it is organic.
Right. Like I said,
I want it to be like if I walked into a room of chicks, and we're all at like we go to a bar, right? Maybe a sports bar, and the games are on. You can walk in and see which ones are really
about it, and the other ones are just like faking it.
They're
to
just
be there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like I was saying, like now with dating apps, do you think that it's because of not knowing them organically or anything? Like, do you think it's harder to meet a person that has that one thing, or just about the same amount of like hardness? In my opinion, I think it's just about the same. Like it's
what
just.
Do you mean? Like
it's
just
equally,
running into somebody?
Because is it harder to just run into somebody that just happens to have those qualifications and meet them and talk to them? Do you think it's harder to do that, or is it just? Do you think it's harder to do that, and then do you think it's harder like on like social media or like on a dating app to find that person? I think it's just about even. I think really if you go out and start talking to people, just as like you use a dating app. And you try and find that person. If you
spent the same amount of time actually meeting, going out.
Right. Like I said, like, is it harder? I would say it's just about the same, honestly, because I think what the dating app does, I mean, here's the thing. The success rate of relationships from a dating app isn't very high. But what's the success rate of relationships in general without a dating app?
They're not. You got marriages fail.
Marriages fail, and you might have known the person your whole life. There's, like I said, like,
and I think
I've dated people that I've known, and like like I thought I loved them, and then I just dumped them for
It depends, like what we went back to. We have to have a bar set as what is considered successful.
Right.
If success means like you're together for the rest of your life.
No.
Nothing is going to, because there's very few that do that.
So let's do it like this. We'll break it down, okay? So, one night stand, is it easier on a dating app or in real life to meet someone?
It's easier on a dating app. Want to know why?
Right,
because you don't have you're not in front of the face saying the creepy shit that you can
That's
say
it.
and get straight to the fucking point, right?
Exactly. And like,
And
and
it's
the
easier.
people, and the people that are on that dating site might be in the same mindset as you because they're just like, hey, like I'm just on here to try and meet somebody to hook up with for a night. You know
Right,
what I mean?
but you two could go out and be face to face, but she's in her head thinking nasty shit. You're thinking nasty shit, but you're like, this girl's kind of cool. I don't want to freak her out.
So now, okay.
And she's like, blush, like, I don't want to say this, but this is what I'm thinking. But on a computer, it's much easier.
Right, I know what
You
you're saying.
could throw a hint, and
And
she
you-
throws that hint back,
you're
go
just
all
like-
out.
right. I know what you mean. But now, okay, let's talk about a relationship. We're not talking about a marriage. We're talking about a relationship. Do you think it's harder or easier to meet someone on the dating app or in real life? Do you think of for a relationship?
For a relationship.
Right. Do you think it's harder? I want to say it's just about the same. It's just about the same because what a dating app does, a dating app might actually make it slightly easier, only slightly. Like I'm talking like a hair, okay? Because the one thing that it does is like you get to preview a bunch of people before you've met them. And when I say a relationship, it has to last more than like a month. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Where you're talking, you're dating, you're going out on dates, you're doing things, you know, every day.
Right.
So when I say that, that's what I mean by a relationship. So like something that lasts a month and like you guys seem mutually interested in each other for that time until, something breaks it down, whatever.
I think it's definitely gonna be the same. I mean,
right. But you would think that, but then at the same time,
well, it might be easier
on a dating app because the only reason why is because you get to shuffle through so many people. You could have 7 conversations going at once, and you could pick which one you really wanted to go with.
It's gonna be easier on an app because you see somebody outside. You know the qualifications of being like, okay, I see the person, how they're acting, how they're moving,
Right.
how they're dressed, how they're
Right, but I mean, like, it's just about the whole like limitation of time, like, because like you could be talking to 7 people at one time, and then you could be having a conversation, and then you can almost like pick out of that.
Yeah,
who's
it's easier
You know what I
for
mean?
an app.
You're sifting through it.
Everything
Although-
to me is easier for an app because one, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. Does that mean is it going to give you success? No, because once that person, it's always going to come out.
Because once you see who you really are, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna either fall apart or it's gonna hold up even better.
And that's one of the main complaints coming from everybody is that when dealing with apps, is you're not getting nothing what is presented
Right.
to you online.
right.
So me personally, like I'll have fun with it, like we said, and I probably have like 10 females in my life that I've met through social media, whatever format it was. Wasn't necessarily dating site. It could have been Facebook in a
Right.
chat room that I have met. Not all of them I had relationships with,
Right.
but they're cool people.
Right. Like you enjoy them, like you could talk with them in the future. Like, you know what I mean?
I will hang out if I'm ever around their way. Some are not around me. Some are, back home. Some are, if I, we hang out, we'll hang out. Some of them I do have a relationship in that manner for. Yeah, but to me, like, it's just like, but these ones, like we said, we went down the line. Like these ones were just being themselves.
Right.
They didn't have no filter. Who I met, and that's out of probably like 100
100. Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
that I've like even getting on the phone with them, like you're not the person who you're portraying. who you're being.
Pictures and your posts, and
Right.
everything else.
So 10 out of 100, 10%.
right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like about 10% rate that you're really meeting someone successful.
Right.
So, like I said, I agree to some degree because like that's what I say about a relationship is like you go and you have one, and then so you could like whenever you're trying to meet somebody organically though, like you know what I mean, like either comes from a stemmed either have like a group of people that you already know, like or like you're acquainted with, like a chick you're acquainted with, like that's usually how it comes up, or it's someone like you just see at the supermarket, like I said, that chick with the rain boots, the Martins the other day. Like if I would have went and talked to her, you know what I mean, like it would have been like. And like I said, it usually has to be like a brief conversation because you have to gauge something first. Like, hey, you're cool, blah, blah. And the only way it goes further is if, like, you exchange some contact information and you tell her, like, hey, I'd like to talk to you again. You doing anything, blah, blah, when? Cool, text me. Like, that's basically how it goes. Now, to go out into public and, like, have that, because I said, it's not for everybody because, like, there's only so many people that have that confidence where, like, they could just see a girl, like, yo, look at this chick. They go at her. You know what I mean? Just say, hey, what's up? My name's blah, blah. Like, you know, like, hey, what are you shopping for? You know, if they see her at the store or something, you know, whatever. Just shoot, you know, make small talk. And then, you know, at the end of that short conversation, you have to, like, sell yourself almost where you're like, hey, can I get your information so we can hit up and we can go do something?
Right. And it's like, to me, like, this is what I do, like, on approaching somebody.
Right.
I mean, you can tell by a look that a female gives you.
Oh, right, exactly.
If I don't get, if she don't even see me and her back's towards me or anything, I just keep moving. Because if I'm looking at her like that, how many times a day does somebody coming at her? And you could say something where you're not even going to get the shot.
Right, exactly.
Because she's heard it 20 times already.
Right, she's already, like,
and she's fed up.
Yeah, she could just shut you down.
Yeah, and she just automatically like, yeah, whatever. But when you're like, that's how I gauge it right there. Is like when I'm walking, that's why I'm always aware of my surroundings. I look dead in her eyes. If that person gives you that look, you can tell.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Then it's just
or
like on the way by, you're just...
Or like they can see you with the eye tag or something,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
a light grab their arm or something, a light touch.
Right.
Not a...
Yeah, like, come here,
come here.
You
just like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, like,
blah, 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 blah.
Right, because like I said,
whatever,
like, you can usually catch a chick too. She's checking you out. You know what I mean? Like I said, like, they do like the eye tag thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll catch it on the corner of your eye, like doing like doing a look at you, and then like they'll turn away.
Even if it's just like that person's back to you, you see that person. You like, say we're in the grocery store.
Right.
She's in the middle of the aisle looking at something. You
Right.
look. You be like, dang.
Mm-hmm.
You start to walk down that aisle. Okay, she turns up and starts walking. Bang! If you catch her at that point, you know for a fact, because her eyes are gonna be like this as you're walking by her. Her eyes are gonna follow you. If it's not, she don't have no interest, she's gonna look up and then look back forward.
Yeah, right, exactly. I get what you're saying. Right now,
that's the best time to catch them,
yeah.
when they don't see you. They're
Right.
unaware, because it's like a...
Well, who's this? Like,
yeah,
oh, hey,
what's up?
What's
Then it's
up?
all of a sudden, what's up? That's your way in, right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
like I
your
said,
way.
now,
But some people are just creepy.
I had a question that went along with what you just said there, and I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. Now, when you think about situations like that, where like you go and you meet somebody, you talk to them. I'm trying to remember. Like I said, I had something on the top of my head. Well, maybe I'll remember it. But let's go to like talk about a marriage quick. A marriage, dating app. No, I couldn't see a marriage. I mean, like, it's such a long.
Well, I mean,
shot.
if you can get anything, like, all of them is going to be low, but if you can get a relationship, a friendship, relationship, anything, you can get a marriage.
Right.
But are you going to go to a site that says marriage? Like if you're looking to get everybody on there wants to be married.
We'll say a successful marriage.
It's not going to work.
Right, because a lot of marriages are unsuccessful as well. What I was thinking about though was like, is it easier to meet someone and then it go the distance if you because there's a statistic that your wife, you would have known them by the time you're 20 years old. You have met your wife already. It's a statistic. Like by the time you're 20 years old, you will have met your wife. It's like I think it's like a 80-something% chance you've already met
that
your wife.
high.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I know.
I don't know about that.
Like you might have already, like with social media now too and everything, you might have already glanced at her, like on a post or something like that.
That's possible.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you might have met some. Like
I might have met him. Yeah, but
you don't have officially met him. That's what I'm saying. No,
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like you actually had a relationship with them.
No. Like I'm saying, like if you saw them before, and you've met them, or maybe you saw them on someone else's Facebook post, like they're a friend of a friend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
80, like I said, there's like
I can
by the
believe
age
that.
of 20. Maybe in your time, maybe not.
Because most people are going to marry where they're from.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean, or someone they know. Like I said, so 80% by 20 years old, you've met the person that you're going to marry, which is crazy. Or you've glanced them, or you've seen them. You've seen them somewhere.
You heard about them, or they're friend of a friend.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like you've heard of them. Like it's kind of crazy.
I
to
can
think
see
about.
that. This is a that goes to that, because like if you noticed, like most, like say like you have two sisters that are close in age.
Right.
Okay, maybe like 2 years apart. Mm-hmm. One sister dates somebody.
Uh-huh.
The other sister is dating somebody in that guy's circle.
Right.
And that's how that works. I run across this all the time. Or friends. Like, how many friends, like, mess with, like, okay, the girl meets a guy, and we used to do this all the time. I need some, like, let's go out tonight. I was like, well, the fellas want to go out. And she's like, well, my girl. I was like, well, get your girls.
Right, exactly.
And
they're,
then
like,
see who meshes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that's what I mean by, like, that's why friend of a friend usually
Is
like,
friend of a friend.
Right.
So that's how it happened. And it could be like where
you
me
start
and the
talking,
girl,
or you start talking to them, right? And then, like, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I know what's her face. And then you're like, oh, okay, then that's who you are.
Or I went to school for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she talked about you once or some shit.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what
I mean, yeah. Like I
That's
said,
my cousin or friend from, you know what I mean? We played basketball, some shit.
Right, like that, something like that. To that
Yeah,
extent.
man. I mean, I can believe that. Because most people, like, your surroundings, like, how many people really get up and leave their surroundings for another, like, move away from their surroundings?
Right, I know what you mean.
So you're going to, that's why it's probably that high.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Also,
Or
like
you're
I said,
going to leave your surrounding, try something else, and then
but
you
also,
end up
you
coming
gotta think
back.
about it like this with the dating app, with this digital age we're in. And you can just scroll through thousands of chicks on Facebook or whatever app, social media.
You have access to anybody that opens up.
Yeah, really, exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, you could have scanned by and swiped by some chick that's like 40 miles that way on a Tinder, right? And then you might not even know it, but one day you might run into that chick and it might be a wrap. You know what I mean? Because literally with Tinder, you could probably swipe through at least 30% of the female population in a 100-mile span. Maybe, no, I'll tell you what, 20%. 20%. That's still really high. 20% of the female population, well, how about this? We'll go with this. In your area, or of your age group, like women that are dateable. So like for me, like anywhere from like, 19, like 18, or like, I'm 20, right? It's like 18 to like, we'll say like 25.
That's the highest you would go, 25?
Right.
You wouldn't have no sugar mama?
Well,
Because they're out there. Hey, you mentioned Cougar.com.
Cougar.
All right, what were you saying?
Cougar Life. No, I'm just singing. I just want to sing the song. That's it. That's all. No, I'm just kidding. But no.
The
so
age.
Yeah. But I said, like, you could scan through that majority of people because a lot of them are on these Facebook dating sites, anything like any dating site. You can find them, and like I said, you could scroll by them, and then you could find like I said, you could have seen them, and they could be like the person like you like swiped right on them one day, right? But nothing ever happened because like you just didn't feel like messaging them, or like you're like, oh, that girl's too hot for me, right? Then one day you like run into her at like say like a freaking Boscov's or something, like you're like getting like a pair of shoes for your cousin, and then she's there shopping for something, right? And then you run into her and like you just start joking around.
Yeah,
about
I
the
still
shoes.
think even with technology and the sites, I still think it's one of those fate things. Anyway.
Right, it has to be like everything's up to fate, really, by chance. Like you
You're
gotta
gonna
meet somebody.
You're gonna run like, and people say like people like say you create your
Own luck.
yeah, create your own luck. Odds are, like if I keep campaigning, I'm gonna usually get elected at some particular point.
Right.
If I continue to do the same, I'm gonna get elected. So basically, if it's like,
If I keep trying to find
if I
her
keep showing up and going out, and that's what I'm doing,
and
I'm
talking
going to find
one, you
what
know
I'm
I mean?
looking for.
If you keep talking to all
Yeah,
these chicks,
that's what they mean when you create your own.
You know,
luck.
something I want to try just for grins, really. Speed dating, like where you go in there and like they sit down. in
I do
seats.
that shit for fun. If
Yeah,
they let us record, though.
Right.
Can we
I
record
tell
this?
you what, guys. Hey, let us know in the comments. Would you want us to go on like a speed date?
I'd do that. I'd
And,
go on a speed
You know, we
date.
could even have a Tinder sesh too. You know, we could do like
We could
right.
do one.
a speed date.
We could do one. We could do one of those.
We can make one up. I like it. Hey, let us know in the comments how much support you want to be for that. Would you want to be in it? Would you want to do something with that? Let us know. Speed dating. Let us know. Because I would actually love to do something like that. That'd be funny.
I'd do that, and then we'll just be like, listen, we're holding a study.
Right, basically.
So we need to know. We need you to fill this out. Oh, by the way, we're recording. And we're gonna throw our
No pressure. Cameras are on.
no pressure. But no, I would have fun with that.
Right, agreed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you sit down and say, hey, what's up? Hey, my name's blah, blah. You know, speed dating thing. That'd be cool.
Go around.
And that'd be kind of like, in a
And
nutshell.
then just have a freaking party afterwards.
Right. In a nutshell, though, if you think about it, Coach, that's kind of how dating apps work. if you want to talk about speed dating in like a reality sense, it is a dating app. You're going to a spot, one spot where people join up. Then you switch seats with people randomly after 2 minutes. You give every person some time to talk to them, meet them, and then you pick from that person which one you want to really go on a date with.
An app that could be made.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Final point here. Do dating apps work?
They work. Yes, they work. To me, they're just going to work. There is just as much as anything else.
Right.
Because you can find a person.
Just by walking into a meeting.
Yeah.
You can meet a person by going online. You can do it any way.
Most people have problems with confidence. That's why they use apps.
Right.
So you can get the confidence behind your keyboard.
Right.
You could say some things, and then it's a lot easier if you meet that person in person.
Because you might meet a person that you never thought you'd even have a communication with, and then you could talk to them.
You could talk to them. So I think to me, like we did, bottom line, it's all fate anyway. Either you're meant to, and in the whole process of all these things, that's why I think they're calling them dating sites.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because all you're doing is you're finding out exactly what you're looking for.
Right, exactly. Through a process of going through and I don't
bunch
want
of crazies.
That. I don't want. Yeah, right. I like the last chick I dated from this site wanted to cut me.
Yeah.
And this chick just never.
This chick burned all my clothes. No, I don't want that.
And this chick don't even wash dishes. I can't even deal with none of these chicks.
So it's a process. Like that's what it all is. Dating is a process of saying, okay, now I know. Yeah, I know I don't want that. So.
I could deal with this,
but I can't with that.
I can't deal with this. Like this right here, what you're doing here, I can't deal with that. I see that's what I'm saying. I like that though. I like that thought process because that's really what dating is. And if I had to go with my final point, my final thought, I say that dating apps work slightly better than actual dating, only because the amount of the quickness at which you can sift through a bunch of individuals and find like a maximum comparison. For a date, because we're talking success here. We based it off 3 different things. We checked all the boxes for a one night stand. How it was successful,
We'll just say overall getting them.
But like I said, overall for a relationship,
we'll just say
any gratitude, any human contact that's sexual. I think a dating app that because that's the end goal of pretty much every relationship. It's something sexual. You know what I mean?
Well, for a dude, not for a chick.
Well, yeah, I know. A
chick is looking. Sure, there is a percentage of them. I'm not even going to say
no,
low.
No. It's not
but,
about.
It's the chick is not just looking for.
I don't think you're misunderstanding me. When I say that, I mean it like the end game at all points, no matter what religion, whatever you are. It always the relationship ends with that. Like it doesn't end with that, but I mean like it. That's what separates you from being a friend with somebody to being in a relationship. That right there in of itself, almost. You know what I mean? Like the intimacy, the kissing, the whatever, like that's what I'm saying. Like when I say sexual, I don't mean like you're having. I mean that's the end game though, because like no matter what religion, belief system, whatever gender you are, I mean like that's the end game is that intimacy. So when I'm saying like if we're talking about that, because that's like in my opinion that's the success of relationship or something maybe not I mean the length of it obviously and what you get out of it right is what I'm saying, but I would have to go because the end game is that I'd have to go slightly with like a dating app.
Well,
and like I said and you could and like we said even if it was a one night stand potentially I know you both knew that, but potentially what if you guys had so much fun?
Well, that's a win. That's if that's what the goal was, if that's what you guys agreed on.
Right. Like I said, I'm not out here preaching that that's what you guys should be doing on the site.
But we know that
but there's
we know that there's more succession in that than there is in having an actual relationship.
And the reason why is because there's nothing sustained. You know what I mean? Because like you could, how would I put it? Like okay, a quarterback, right? Quarterback throws a ball, his first completion. He's got 50 shot of making it or making the throw or whatever. Or like a basketball shot. I mean, like obviously there are people who shoot better, but like with every successive shot, the chance of missing the next one in relative to like the other shots is going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, an average quarterback is like they shoot. A quarterback actually is higher than a basketball player, unless they're a center.
Right. Yeah, it's it. Yeah,
because a center is usually
a football
around
player,
like
a completion percentage for like
50%.
for like an average quarterback is like what, like
60,
high 60s or something, isn't it?
Like low 60s is average. 60. High 60s, you're
you're great.
You're great. So yeah, but bottom line, final, like you said, my final thing on it is, it's to me, it's like, if we're saying success is just meeting, getting in front of this person and sealing the deal,
and maybe like I said, just
we'll
the
just
idea.
we'll say meeting up again.
Right, maybe, yeah, right, okay.
Whether it even ends in sex or anything, but we'll say you meet up with that person again.
Right.
We'll just say that's the success.
Right.
It's going to be more on here. I think it's more than just a hair. I would give it probably, like, if we say you got out of 100, I would say on an app, meeting somebody organically is going to be lesser than meeting somebody on here. Because, like, the main thing why I say that is because what I said before is most people are not going to say there's a lot of uncomfortability. That's why they use apps. It's hard for them to say anything in public. They won't say anything at all. But if they're on here, they'll say something. And it could be a smooth guy, a good guy, but they just didn't have the balls to say it when they seen you. They choked up.
Right, or like maybe when you like go to talk to a girl or you know whatever, like she, you know what I mean, like she doesn't even want to say what she wants to say because she's nervous. Right. You know what I mean? But then that gives her the freedom.
How many times? But that's part of it though too. I don't know how many times I bumped into somebody and said some dumbass, goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait. And then she just laughs at it, or she says something like, or you know those moments where you lean, maybe she dropped something, you both lean down and bump it, shit like that.
Yeah, right.
Those are things that happen that help out the scenario too of uncomfortability. But I still believe that being able to be behind a keyboard, it gives people more confidence.
Keyboard courage.
Yeah, it gives people, you know, like in any other thing, like people are going to talk more mess behind a keyboard.
You know what's funny is we really did start talking about this, and we were kind of heading towards that. We were thinking, you know what, like dating apps are pretty much just as good as talking to people. But you know what, now that I sit here and think about it more, yeah, dating apps are definitely in some ways definitely have to be superior than meeting somebody. Because I mean, either way, it's the same way. Because a dating app all it does help set you up to go on that date.
You still got to do the
just like if you met someone in person. But the problem is though is like you can like.
You're getting the awkward.
You're
getting the awkwardness of asking.
But also too, you got to think about it like this: like you go to a place to meet chicks, right? But if you go to a website where the chicks are already there, and you just got to scroll through them. Then you know what I mean?
It's higher. It's breaking down different things, and the main thing that really stops a person from doing it is this is my view of it, is that awkwardness. A lot of people are not going to say anything to a person they see.
Or, you know,
because it depending on what mood I'm in, even if I get that look from a person, I might be thinking about something.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make a situation. She's over there with her friends, even if she's looking at me, you know?
Yeah, or I might look at her and I got something on my mind, like I got to go do, and I'm totally focused, and I didn't shut that down to turn to that. But when I go home later, I'm like, oh, damn.
Man, I should have talked to her. Exactly what I thought about the chick with rain boots and Martins, because I was with Kyler getting all that grocery shopping done, and I should have just stopped and talked to her.
Didn't you think in your head, where can I find her on social media?
Right. Yeah. You know what I thought was like, well, we pulled out, and then she pulled out in front of us, and then she started like driving up towards the Altoona campus. I'm like, chick from campus. I said, I'm gonna start going to college again.
You're gonna go to college just to meet the chick with the yellow boots. So if you're the girl with the yellow boots that was in Martin's, I don't know when this is gonna exactly air, but if you're the chick with the yellow, what was the date?
Oh, sorry. Well, I was sending wiki faces.
What was the date?
Huh?
What was the date this happened? Today's what?
It was yesterday. So today's the.
We don't even know what day it is. We're shot out.
Listen, you don't even have to say the day. She knows the day she went to that store.
How would she know the day?
She would have to know. She'd have to, because she went there.
So you saying she's seen you and it's like, I'm gonna remember that?
She's
the fuck out of here.
No. She's gonna remember the day that she had the yellow boots on at Martin. She'd be like, that was last Thursday or something.
But if she goes to the campus, she has the boots on. She's probably wore them boots.
No, that's not to say that. You can't.
All right, well,
you can't determine that for a fact.
If you seen this guy over here, if you seen him creeping on you, it was him. Hit the comments and get out to it. Everybody else, hit the comments. We want to do a
speed dating,
a live one. I think this is gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun with it. So throw some comments down there, share, do whatever, and we'll get back to you.
All right. As always, guys, take her easy. Have a good one. Peace.
Ah!